starting with you, Aries, on this week's edition, November 11th through the 17th, 18th, 2016. Let's do it. So greetings, Aries. So this is kind of the mystical part, this latter part of Scorpio that we're getting into in the 8th house. And so when we're going through an 8th house transit, it's like we're going through things that are not in our control. But when we're getting towards the end of that transit more, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting it. Things are better. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you're doing this. And so when I think of Aries, it's sort of I like to control things sort of sign. Oh, I'm really proud of myself for being so independent in this. Thing is like you can't go it alone in the 8th house. There's always someone else involved. You know, this is the house of birth, death, sex, other people's property, death. You know, there's other people involved, and it's situations that are in our control. And as another one of my teachers, Jeffrey Armstrong, says, you know, this is the house of unjust rewards. I'm like, yeah. Because inheritance isn't about justice necessarily, just what happens. You know, there's like a karma to it. You know, a lot of people, they say most of the wealth in the world's inherited. I think I can see that even more so in my generation than previous ones. You know, the previous one was, I think, people that were young adults were able to make money anytime between like 1950 to 1975. I mean, those people made bank, you know, compared to those who got in it afterwards overall. All right, so Aries, you know, the other thing is you've got Uranus and the moon together this weekend. And so there's like this element of unpredictability, and there's sort of this tension as the moon is building up. And you know, you've got Aries, you got Scorpio, you got two Mars-ruled signs. You know, on the Vedic chip, you know, I guess it's like it's kind of like on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, the full moon, and the full moon would be on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So it's because like what degree we're talking about here. Well, no, I would go. It's Libra in Vedic as far as the sun and Aries and the full moon, but still, Kritika Nakshatra, first part of it. So, you know, there could be this lashing out, you know. It's like, you know, Scala Megalia lashed out at somebody with a machete. I mean, it was like, you know, she's 49 years old, just decided to break out her machete. And this is one of our foothill communities out in rural Northern California where crazy things happen. But yeah, so I mean, that would not, you know, that's a very literal way to go with the Kritika. But I would say for the most part, you know, this is going to be affecting you in a way where you're dealing with money, and you're dealing with what others owe you and what you owe others, and it's funny how that is sometimes.